Hi. Okay, so I was trying to go live earlier, but I kind of injured injured my back a little bit. So we'll see how this goes. I'm playing with lighting. Very yellow, very blue, very yellow. Yeah, that's good. That's better. There's no sun out. Okay. Yeah, so I am coming on to do some readings. I did have such for donations and chat. I'm trying to see how long this is going to go since I kind of tweaked my back. Ooh. So I'm doing readings for donations. Hi, Lolita. Hi, Lolita. Yeah, I tweaked my back. So I'm sitting here with the back brace on. See how this goes. I was going to do some readings and chat. I am doing readings on donation basis. I guess I can pin that. I'm pinning that comment. Yeah. And I hope your back is. I know that's me, but my neck and shoulder. Hi, a long time no see. Hi. I know, seriously. Wait, $15 for intuitive. I know. I'm like, what happened? I tripped on the stairs and then on a step. Just finished mowing the lawn and getting ready to watch some readings. Oh, cool. $20 for medium. And the links, yeah. I tripped on a step and one step, and lo and behold, like I hit my arm, but then my back hurts. I wigged my back out. Really? Come on. So I was planning on going live earlier, but it's kind of interesting. I like the night crew. It feels like night. It's only 4:30. It's so dark out. It's so dark. How is everybody? But yeah, so I'm doing $15 readings for intuitive readings, 20 for medium readings. Intuitive readings, you tell me anything you want me to look at, any question you have, and I'll look at that. It has to be a specific question, though. I ask people to say their pronoun that they would like me to call them by, and the question. And if it's a medium reading, then you would pick one person who has passed that you would like to speak to. And I will do that reading. But you tell me, my grandmother, my mother's side, my best friend, or something like that. After you make the donation through PayPal or Venmo or Cash App, then I'll put you on the list. Also want to let everybody know that I'm doing a 24 hours for 24 more hours, 30% off of my readings for Mother's Day. Mother's Day is Dakota's M Day, and then not Mother's Day. If you want a reading, it's M Day, and then if you want to get a gift certificate, it's just gift. Anyway, so those are my announcements. How's everybody doing? I'm sitting here going, what's the Cash App? It's in the description. But yeah, it's $15 for an intuitive, 20 for a medium. Let me tell you something. When has it become where I I barely trip on a step, hit my arm, and then now I'm having a back issue. This doesn't seem okay. Doesn't seem okay. Yeah, so if you have any questions about in the meantime, we're waiting to see if anyone's going to get a reading. Does anybody have any questions about spirituality, paranormal stuff? I also have a podcast called the House Medium, and that podcast, people send me their experience, their paranormal experiences, and I have you on my podcast and I tell you what I see it is. Magic says hi. Hi. Hi, Magic. Yeah, but we can also chat. Waiting to see if anyone's gonna get Miriam. Okay. Miriam is getting a reading. Okay, Miriam, I have you down for a medium reading. That's me, Dangerous Q. I'm Miriam. I like this Dangerous Q. Love my podcast. Thank you. And that one's queued up, ready to go. It will hit the apps about 1 a.m. my time. You know what? Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, danger queue. All right, Miriam. Any questions before I dive in and do read for Miriam? Do a reading for Miriam. God, Miriam, I feel like it's a sign for me. I know someone on the other side close to me with that name. I never, made peace with. So interesting. Okay. Who are you looking to speak to, Miriam? We're doing a medium reading. Since nobody has any questions about paranormal things, then I'm just going to dive into the reading. My mom? Okay. All right. So, um, I think you are familiar with how I work. Just to remind you and everyone, if you're looking to get a reading, you can see this for yourself. I'm going to tell you how she passed so we can confirm it's her, and then we'll go into whatever else she has to say. Okay? All right, here we go. Okay. She's being really sweet. She's being concerned about me because when I came on, I told everybody that I like tweaked my back. I was going to go on earlier, but I'm sitting here like with the back brace now. I don't know what I did. So she's like being kind. She's saying that she knew she was going to pass. She was aware that she was going to pass. Um, she kind of felt like things were much more, I want to say, like, she's saying much more difficult for everyone else than it was for her. She said for her it was kind of almost like cut and dry. Like she didn't see, it's almost like she was like, yeah, this is going to happen. I know this is going to happen. I had awareness. I was almost given a lot of awareness about it. Um, she doesn't feel like she was told one thing and then things went awry, or it wasn't as bad as she thought. She's very clear, like, I knew this was coming. And I feel like she's showing me more like an illness, because I was asking her and she said, "Oh no, I knew it was coming." And I just kind of slowly started to wither. And she was kind of afraid to go, mostly because she was afraid of not seeing her family. I can see that, but not exactly an illness. Okay. She's saying she was afraid to go because she was afraid that she wouldn't see her family. She was afraid of what was waiting for her. She says she battled it um, most her life. So she's calling it ill. Does she have a mental health issue? Because she's describing it as similar to that. Um, yeah. So like when someone's, yeah, that's right. Alcoholic. Yeah, yes, battle for sure. I should read what she's saying. I can see that, but not exactly. Yeah, that's what I would call a mental health issue. I got you, Lewis. That's what I would call a mental. You know what I mean? Like, here, I'm writing down, Lewis. Do, because I feel like for her, that's why it was really odd because I saw her walking towards this door. It's like somebody who knows, in that realm, they call it like an accidental unliving, because you're just being careless and running yourself into the ground, basically, like kind of letting it take your life. Um, she lived in like a shadow because she really had depression. That's what she's showing me. Because I just saw like a dark, like a shadow of herself. She said she was like a shell of herself, and she never felt really comfortable. She just couldn't get to happiness, basically. Hold on one second. She's talking about September, October. Yeah, it was sort of a passive unliving for sure. She'll be at, and she'll especially at the end. Yeah, and especially at the end. She's talking about the end of September and October. And all of a sudden, I feel like I'm at a festive event, eating, like sitting at a table, having a good time with some people. I don't know. She's saying September, October is special. I don't know if that happened already or it's coming up. She also says that being a mother wasn't a problem for her. That didn't take any, like, she wasn't ever depressed about that. It was more herself. It's like a self loathing she had. So she just wants you to understand. And she says, always remember you look pretty in purple. I don't know if you're even a girl, or I don't even know if you relate to it, because the way she said it was like a little girl, like I'm looking at a little girl, so I'm not sure. Yes, she loved being a mom, we knew that. That's what I was trying to say. I don't know if because she's like pretty in purple. Okay, so I
Another
want to play a
30%.
song. Like I like to do what's called like spirit shuffle, where I let the spirit like pick the song. So, and see what song they'll pick. But I turned my Bluetooth off, so hold on. Okay, yeah, here we go. I can turn it on. Let me connect it.
Connected you. I found
Do you
two.
like purple? Dangerous? Do you like purple, or was your mom a purple person? Because for some reason I literally heard that like loud, like, remember she looks pretty in purple, something like that. Hold on a second. I'm putting my do not disturb on, and I hate it on an iPhone. Okay. So, okay, I don't know if you said, wait, I did when I was a little girl. I was obsessed with it. I begged to paint our house purple. What? Did everybody see that? Because I just saw you as this little girl. It was so awesome. Okay. So, what I do is I just kind of hit the shuffle button. Bad by Michael Jackson. Is this you? Don't even try to. Is there any Michael Jackson reference here with you and your mom? Probably when I was little, I loved MJ. Okay. There's a lot of reference to you as a little girl. She bought me the vinyl. Okay, there you go. That's awesome. I have to like cut it out quick because I get in trouble with YouTube. That's awesome. That was so awesome. Well, I loved Michael Jackson too. Still love Michael Jackson, and I went to that bad concert because I won tickets. I got you, Jason, on K Rock. Anybody remember K Rock? Okay, so want to remind everybody, just a little housekeeping. I always like uh let everybody know I'm doing 30% off of all my readings for the next 24 hours, um, and gift certificates. So it's on my Instagram and everything, but the code for my readings is, well, I did it for Mother's Day, so it's M Day, and the code for gift certificates is gift. I also have a Patreon. Remind everybody, this is where I'm putting longer content. I'm not doing this on YouTube anymore. I'm going to just do lives on YouTube like this. I'm kind of playing with what days and times work best, and live on TikTok, but I'm putting my like meditations and longer videos on my Patreon. It's $5 a month, and you get a code 30% off of all my readings to use at any time. And I do speed readings every month for everybody on my Patreon. So that's what's going on. Let's go to Lewis. Anyway, um, Miriam, I wanted to know, while Lewis is telling me asking what his question is, and after Lewis, I have Jason. I wanted to know, what was the other thing she said? There was something else she was saying. I wanted to get confirmed. Oh gosh, it went out of my head. You Michael Jackson. We got the Michael Jackson, and the purple. I think I got everything. If it comes to me, then I'll ask you. But Lewis, do you have your question ready? Oh, September, October, but I can't think of anything. Okay. Ha, I would like to have an intuitive reading on love relationship, like what's wrong with me. Aw. Oh, so sweet. Lewis, don't say that. Oh. Okay, first, before I ask you, Lewis, because I'm gonna obviously say nothing, but before I get into it deeper, um, and answer that. I just wanted to let Miriam know September, October, I think it's future. I think it's coming up. And I saw you sitting at like with these white tables. It almost looked like an outdoor affair. Really pretty, really fun. I almost feel like family might be involved or something. It reminded me of a wedding, but I don't think it was a wedding, so I'm not sure. I think she's saying that this will be in a good time, a good achievement, something. Okay, so Lewis, let me get into Lewis. Here we go. Lewis, this is the first thing that comes to me. I feel like when you get into relationships, you're like all in. Like there's no like halfway in between. You're not like sort of in. Okay, sounds like fun. I hope so. Yeah, I think you maybe maybe it'll come to you because I feel like you might even know about this already. Okay. And I feel like you go all the way in. I'm going back to Lewis. You go all the way in, head first. You're totally in. And if everyone can like share and like and all that jazz, that would be great. And subscribe. Um, so I feel like it's not that you have like a problem, it's just that you're like a romantic, You're like you want the love, you want the passion, you want all of it. So you're just not really ready to settle, meaning you won't settle, which I would never encourage you to settle. Settling should never ever be on the tip of your tongue. And I feel like what happens is people, yeah, I hate, no, don't hate that about yourself. I love That's a beautiful thing. I feel like sometimes people say weird things to people like, well, you can't have it all. Well, you can't be so picky. Well, you just have to be happy about this. Everyone, Lewis and everyone listen. One thing I've learned talking to the dad is that they always talk about love and the idea of having passion and having love in your life. Don't settle. So I feel like what happens is for you, you try to see the best in someone and then you try to make it work. And then all of a sudden you're like, I just can't because you just don't have those feelings. I do feel like you tend to kind of go for people who are less challenging, meaning they're kind of not really available emotionally. They're really not able to open up to you. They're a little bit closed off. And I feel like it's safer because you're kind of like know how to deal with that. You know what? If someone like actually answered back your love and wanted to, like, it would scare you because there's a part of you that's scared. A part of you is like, oh my gosh, like if I really fell and believed that someone loved me and I was really in this relationship and depended on that person and, brought them into my life, like what if they leave? It's just like you have this romantic side, but you're terrified. So you do tend to go for people who are unavailable. Yeah, I hate that about myself. You're so right. I just feel like it's one of those things that it's like, how sometimes you can be so afraid of something and kind of built it up in your head and then you just kind of do it and you're like, okay, it really wasn't that bad. That's what I feel. I feel like you almost have to just go for something, go for it. When you feel those strong feelings. So don't settle for anyone. I get into longer stuff about this in my full readings, but I can leave you with that. Okay. I think you just gotta kind of trust your gut a little bit more and and kind of look as to why you're letting fear stop you because it's stopping you. I think I fall for more of their potential. Yeah, but it's easy to feel like to fall for somebody who's a little bit, you know, not capable of giving you what you want because then you won't get hurt. There's two things going on. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so I'm doing readings. I'm doing intuitive readings for 15 and medium readings for 20. I hope that helped, Lewis. I'm gonna read Jason next. And I was just telling people that I have 30% off of my readings right now for the next 24 hours because of Mother's Day. It's on my Instagram, Dale Lavine. Um, I teach classes and all kinds of things on my Patreon, blah, 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 blah. You got it. Okay, I'm glad. Thanks so much. It does. Awesome. Also, if you join my Patreon, I put longer content. I just did a meditation video for helping heal trauma and things that can help with the soul with trauma. I'm gonna do my longer stuff on Patreon. It's only $5 a month to join, and you get all those things, 4 videos a month, and I do speed reading. So once a month for everybody. And you get 35% off my readings anytime you want. So here I'm going to do lives and hopefully people will talk back to me and say hi and say things and um, participate like on my podcast where I have people on my podcast, the house medium. Jason, what is your question? Hi, he, him. Oh, perfect. So with Jason, I asked, what is your question? And it was like, boom, we were synced up. I would like an intuitive reading regarding my future in writing or another creative outlet. I'm a worrier and stress at work, so I need help to release that. Okay. So, are you saying that you stress at work, is your work writing or oh, creative as an outlet? Okay. Iris reread it. Got it. Okay. My future in writing or another creative outlet. Okay. So you're saying you're missing this creative outlet right now. And okay, well, let me take a look. Hold on. I feel like when you're writing, it's not just that it's a creative outlet, but it's almost like you get to transport yourself. I mean, I feel like you're more of a storyteller. That's what I see about you. Um, I feel like you kind of more uh allow yourself to kind of get lost in storytelling and you're good at like going into another world, into a whole nother life even. So I feel like because it's something you enjoy and it actually gives you like that outlet you're talking about, makes you feel like some people like watch TV, play video games, read, which I would venture to believe you read. Um, and maybe like knit or whatever and they kind of get lost into the kind of drift into another dimension, I feel like that's what makes you really good at it. I feel my thing, I think only thing you gotta kinda get rid of is this concept of like, "Oh, it's not possible. I have a quote real job and this isn't something I could really do," or something like that. I feel like getting rid of that mentality and see this as like this isn't just like a phase or something you're like trying on for size, but it really is who you are and how you tick and what makes you um you. Then if you go, okay, if that's me and that's just how I tick, then I'll be able to do this. So yeah, I feel like this is something you need to do. And hold on, I have to make sure my phone doesn't die. That you need to do and something you would do really well at. But I saw it way more like book stories, storytelling, novel ish. So yeah, I definitely believe this is something you should do. Okay, I feel that way. I wrote a children's I was gonna say children's book. Why didn't I say it? I see I didn't trust my own self. Book already, and I was thinking about what way I could leave my work behind. Um, yeah, you can't leave your work behind yet. That's what I'm saying. Like, um, I feel like if you're looking for the book to rescue you out of your work, it's the wrong way to go about it. It won't work. If you're looking like this is who I am, I'm a writer, but my job is the way I make money. Um, yeah, I can't go like too deep into back and forth because, these are just little mini readings. I do like more of an in-depth type of thing in my big readings, but I'm just trying to say to you like I'm looking at the writing thing for right now, and that's what I'm saying. You can't use this as a way to get out of your job. It won't work. That's what I'm saying to you is you have to accept like this is who I am, this is what I'm good at, this is how I tick, comes naturally for me and I want to hone it and I'll have the patience to hone it and allow it, to move myself towards that path while I'm working just to get money. Like it's not your life, it's just the way you earn your money. But if you're looking like, is this the thing that's going to help me get out of my job? It won't work. And that's what I can say to you. Like, you have to have some kind of dedication and commitment to this work and kind of believe this is what is really calling you. So, I hope that helps. Um, yeah, so I hope that helps. Like, I try to do these are like perfect. Thank you. You're welcome. These are these readings I'm trying to do like quick little mini readings. I'm doing intuitive and medium readings right now. Yeah, sure. 15 for intuitive, 20 for medium. But I am also having that special, I said 30% off of all my readings with the code MDAY for Mother's Day and gift if you want to get a gift certificate. Um, yeah, anybody have any other, like, if there's anyone who wants a reading, you can like let me know, pop on. But does anybody have any spiritual questions about any spiritual stuff? Like any in the meantime, while I'm waiting to see if anybody wants to get a reading, I'm trying to post on Instagram because I said I was going to go live and I didn't because I hurt my back. Apparently, just walking upstairs. It's just ridiculous. Oh, wow. Not cool. Not cool. Kind of ruined my whole day, by the way. That one little slip up. Anybody have any questions or anything? Or comments? Anyone else who wants a reading? I'm just killing the time uh between the readings, killing the time, but like with cool actual questions. Yay, nay, hello. Okay. Well, well, if nobody has any questions or anything, Love your podcast. It's a lot of fun. Oh, thank you, Jason. Oh, Jason, did you hear your I think I read yours, right? Did you hear it on the Reader's Room episode, this past episode? I'm pretty sure that was you, right? So on my podcast, The House Medium, a lot of paranormal podcasts, and also I have a book. No, I missed it. Yes. Could you talk about remote viewing? So curious about it. Yes. Yeah. Are you not listening? It came out last week, Jason. I have a whole new episode coming out this week. The House Medium people send in your real experiences of things that happened to you. Uh, and you come on my podcast and I tell you what I see. Or if we can't arrange it, then I have the Reader's Room episode, which is I have Jason's on. And Jason, I just read yours. I'm leaving now to go listen. Okay. I was religious about listening and I missed the past two. Ah, you missed two good past two. The one before that, I had guest Beth Dover, and she's an actress. She's been on Orange is New Black. Her husband's from Reno 911, and she came on, and it was about a Hollywood legend home. And the one last week is with you. I mean, you're one of the people I am reading. Okay, so Miriam and yeah, go listen. He might have left already. I still have openings if people want readings. You can go ahead and send a donation, and I'll put your name down. So I wanted to answer your question. I did a few readings for you a couple years ago, and we discussed abilities. You probably don't remember me. No, sorry. I read so many people. I read hundreds and hundreds of people. But I'm only doing readings on donations. I'm not just reading people in here. So the donations, it's $15 for an intuitive, 20 for a medium, and I have the description in there. So that's the only way I'm reading. So I read full time and I read hundreds of people. So these are like little mini readings of what I do. Okay, so I wanted to ask you, Miriam. Yeah, remote viewing, good question. I'm actually teaching a course right now, which people can jump in on. I only did the first class, so I could send you the video and you can get caught up. Remote viewing is the easiest thing I teach. That's the one thing I always say. That's one, just to preface it, to give you an idea. Out of all the things I teach, psychic ability, development, mediumship development, all the things, remote viewing is actually the easiest, and people catch on the quickest to remote viewing. And what it is that you're awake and you're alert. And how do I do the 20 reading donation? In my description, you can send Venmo or PayPal or Cash App. I prefer not to use YouTube chat, super chat here, because they take a chunk and it's very little money for what they're taking. I found it to be annoying after a while. Um, yeah, so remote viewing is when you can see, you're just sitting here and you can see, right? And I can walk around someone's house. So the way I do it is like, it's like I can see the person in real time, but I can also see past conversations and future conversations, meaning like, I use it in my reading a lot where, let's say someone's like, oh, I did this job interview. What do they think? I can go, oh, let me remote view and see what they said about you. And I can see that past conversation. If you ever watch Stranger Things, it's what Stranger Things is based off of, as the CIA wanted to study remote viewing, and they took a lot of psychics and stuff and they were able to do it, and then they wanted them to teach military to remote view people. So that's what that story is based off, is when she's doing telekinesis and flying things all around in the air. That's obviously not um, the same thing. That's telekinesis. um, how can we sign up for remote viewing class? How many sessions are there for that? It's 4 sessions. It meets once a week. If you want to sign up, it's a 4-week course. If you want to sign up late like this, then I can't sign up on my website any longer, but I send people the QR code, and then I will send you the link to the class and the link to the Zoom for people who come late. Otherwise, it's kind of like getting into people into a class in a system that kind of kind of won't let me because it is like a program I use. But you can email me at AdelaLavine at Gmail if you're interested, and I can give you instructions from there. You can read about it on my website. I believe it's still up on my website. If not, I can still give you a description through email. But yeah, I hope that answers your question, Miriam. And so the thing about remote viewing is the reason why the CIA was studying it is because they wanted their military to be able to look and see. So I can't find missing people. It's something I've decided. I think I know why. Like even when I read a CIA report about when they were cool, I'm surprised that's the easiest to learn. Yeah, it is easiest to learn because I believe it's very, very similar. I'm not saying people can do it as sharp as I do it because I've been doing it a long time and maybe my abilities have something to do with it, but people do it. I just taught it this past weekend and she did it right away. She's taken some of my other classes, but I have seen people who've never done anything and they shock themselves. And I feel like it's kind of like cuz it's a piece of us kind of like I feel telepathic communication is possible. I just taught that too. Um and it's a part of our, like, makeup, almost like how whales can send out sonars and, this kinda concept. I mean, I feel like it's, like, the part of our being, but we just don't know how to utilize it, how to access it. People just don't usually know. So, that is why they were also teaching military because they found, like, "Oh, we could teach people how to do this." A little different than psychic stuff because psychic stuff is getting into not reading a person, seeing inside them of who they are, seeing their future, things like that. So yeah. So if anyone else doesn't want a reading, any other questions? Since the classes 4 sessions are the early already recorded, we get access to them when we sign up for the class. The class isn't already recorded. These are live classes and I record them. So if somebody is coming in late, you're getting the recording of that live class because people can come live or they can come later. Oh, Christ, Jesus, Son of Mary, was never crucified, and the story of this crucifixion is a myth since the Middle Ages. And did God create galaxies, planets, and stars? Need a sun? Huh? What? Okay. Is a myth. Okay. Cool. I understood most of what you were trying to say. Yeah, okay. I get that. Okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay, that's it? All right. Well, it's been, interesting hanging with everybody here, and, do you teach other classes on how to harness your abilities? Yes. I'm a huge fan, love your work. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you so much. Yes, I teach classes all the time. I have a if you follow my Instagram, yeah, I teach psychic abilities. I'm constantly teaching. Right now I'm teaching remote viewing and because people said they wanted it back. So I wanted to remind everybody, since no one's signing up for a reading, then I guess I'll go. But I am having 30% off of my readings, and it's on my Instagram. Has the codes on there. You can check it out. It's going to run for 24 hours. code MDay if you want a reading, code gift if you want to give a gift certificate. Yeah, I put all that stuff. I teach all the time. I'm always teaching classes and stuff. Do you have any other upcoming classes? Hey, Sean. Upcoming, not right now. I'm thinking about it because I just started a new class. So I haven't really, not this current time, but I'm thinking about it. Nika. We miss you, Nika. Um, but yeah, not at this time. But I do have a Patreon where I post all of my where I post content about things, and I have a book called Peering into the Narrow Room on Amazon, and I have a Patreon where I post um 4 videos a month. One is speed readings every month, just missing you in your classes and wanted to say hi. I know, we miss you too. We miss you in this other class. Um, and yeah, I have a Patreon and I post like uh I do once a month speed readings for all my Patreons. I post videos on and meditations. This meditation I just posted was for trauma, and then I do videos on how to help the spirit trauma. So I have that and my podcast. So how late am I? You're not late. And I'm gonna start doing lives on here and on TikTok, doing readings and chat. I'm gonna use this and that for that. Like I do post TikTok videos and Instagram videos, but they're like 15 seconds, 60 seconds. And Patreon is longer content. And of course I have my old backstock. And I have my podcast, The House Medium, which is, where people send in your stuff. Jason just realized, um, yeah, see, I have like people contacting me now about coming on my podcast. I'm going to be recording. If you have a paranormal experience or something that's happened to you, then you send it in my email and I will have you on my podcast and tell you what it's about. Any other questions? I'm doing readings for $15 for intuitive and 20 for medium. Donations, and you can donate in the links below, and then I'll put your name on the list. Right now, the list is clear and free. I was supposed to come on earlier. Nika, I don't know if Nika's still here, but Nika, I'll have to like contact you for you to come on to talk about your beignets, which I love, love your beignet truck. So pretty. But if no one wants a reading, then I'm happy to answer any paranormal type questions people have. Any questions? Anyone getting a reading? Going once, going twice. I tweaked my back. I tweaked my back. I'm so upset, messed up my whole day. I do have a question. Uh-huh. Yeah, they're on donation, Sean. So I'm doing them on donation basis. So 15, I have it below. And I have it pinned in the comments. What are entities with red eyes that can be seen in closets or dark places? Um yeah, I don't ever really see. I don't know. I kind of feel like sometimes people just get afraid of things and also see it in a certain way. I don't really have ever experienced anything like that. So I don't really feel that's in line of anything I see in that other realm. And sometimes spirits like to, if they're not connected to you, like to mess with you. I got yours, Sean, and kind of make you a little bit afraid on purpose, but it's not really a thing that I have to deal with. So I don't know. I kind of tend to feel like that Yeah, almond shape. I don't really feel that's a thing because I just think in my experience, people tend to get afraid of anything they don't understand, and sometimes they kind of insert, um, their own interpretation of what they think things are. Um, Color isn't even really a thing for spirits, for one, necessary, for two, um, you know, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like a spiritual thing. I really just haven't experienced anything like that or needed that. Like fear goggles. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like that's how that world sees us like kids, They show up, they do something, we freak out, and then it's like how a kid sees a tree shadow on the wall and think it's a monster, but it's just a tree shadow. So it's a lot of times things people don't understand. I got you, Marion. All right. So Sean wanted an intuitive reading. Nika, I've been experiencing touching at night while I'm about to go to sleep, and my dreams have been vivid almost to a point where I'm feeling like I'm awake most of the night. I have made rules for the other side to cleanse the house. Why at a time? I don't understand why that time it happens, and also what else would you help with boundary? And that's a long question for here, Nika. I can just say that it just sounds like you're not putting down strong enough boundaries and shutting yourself down. You also have to shut yourself down and shut down your abilities. But that's what that class I'm doing right now is about. But yeah, shutting yourself down. You have to shut yourself down, shut your abilities down. You have to lock it down. I can't get into a full whole thing because, like I said, this is just like a little chat. Um, but I can say to you that I mean you can still take it if you want. Like we only did the one day. I can if you want to join late, I'll send you the video and the link. You just have to email me and let me know. But I would say you're not shutting down your abilities enough. You can't just set boundaries and say go away. You also have to go close it down and create a much stronger protection and you know like close sign type of thing, a lot stronger. It happens at night always because people are more open to hearing and experiencing that world. um, we quiet down and we actually start listening, but it is crossing boundaries and you have to set them. Okay, Sean, what's your question? Sean's in that class. Sean, say hi to Nika in case she joins, even if she doesn't. Um, no, X Fox, I'm reading Sean and then I'll read you. Okay? After I got you, Marion. After Sean. You're welcome. All right, okay, Sean. What's your question? Just yeah, I don't do general reads, Sean. Yeah, I'm not a tarot card reader. You know that. You got to specifically ask something. I don't do a general outlook. I don't do that. That's like, I don't believe the future happens to us. The different decisions we're making and the things we do set that domino effect. So, obviously if there's certain specific things, it's not that's like not how I see it. Like the future just what is the outlook like what's going to happen in the future? I can give you like that's what my speed readings are where it's just like this is a vibe that I have going on but not like this is going to happen you know you got to be more specific. This is $15 quick readings, and even in my regular readings I need specific, right? A whole path. Yeah, I always do it this way. Nothing's changed. You know me a long time. Specifically, what are you asking? It has to be in like a category. Category. Like it has to be like work, love life, stuff like that. I don't do like a outlook. I don't believe the future works that way. I could just say, yeah, the outlook looks good. Everything's great. That's not how I read. So, what are you really like looking for? What do you really want to know? Okay, there you go. See, I just had to push it. Is that what you want? I love it, Dale. She'll give it to you straight. Uh, doesn't always work out well for me, Lauren. But see, this is why I push people because there's some people really, really want to know, but they just like are afraid to kind of ask in a way. And I get it. That's fine. But see, I can give you way more help if you're asking me specifically something because I can just get right to the point. All right, let's take a look. I'm glad you asked. Took some pushing. Whew. Okay. And I'm holding the rose quartz. Perfect for Sean. Well, Sean, I feel like you tend to kind of shut everybody out. Like what I mean by that, I feel like how do I mean? Like not like you shut everyone out here. Wait, I got to turn the air on. I'm asking to turn on. Um it's like hot. So hold on. Okay. I feel like Sean, you kind of get into this mode where you're like hyper focused on something you're doing, something you're pursuing, something that you're really kind of like, you know what I mean? Like ambitious about, or you have your mind set on, and you kind of tend to forget to open yourself up emotionally. Like, in other words, like you kind of get very independent minded, like I'm good, I'm doing my thing, I'm on my road, I'm doing my thing. And you kind of like almost feel like you almost put what I call like a close sign up, like I'm closed for business, like don't look over here. I got things I'm doing. That's the energy I feel from you. Like you're like, okay, I have things I'm really doing. I have friends. I have a life. I'm enjoying myself. I'm doing the things that I love, and you kind of aren't putting like a vulnerability. It's not easy for you, Sean. So I feel like you got to kind of start allowing yourself to be more vulnerable and let someone help you, let someone, be more there for you. I just feel like that's hard for you. And so I know you want that though. I know you want someone in your life in that kind of way, but you're just kind of not doing it. Hello, is this mic on? Let's see. Ding, ding, ding. Is this mic on? But I feel really good about it. Like you're doing great in New Orleans, right? Because I feel like you're really blooming in your true self and you're really being your true self. And I feel like this is the time. Like it's time. Like in other words, all you got to do is be like, okay, I got to trust this. I got to be okay with trusting this. It's time. Turn that light on, turn that, availability sign back on. Thank you guys for like hanging with me. If you can like and share um and subscribe, of course, subscribe and share with everyone who you think would be interested. I had this pen just sitting here because I'm writing your guys' name and it just like wrote on my leg. Do you see what I'm saying, Sean? I think this is the time. Are you listening? Are you listening? Because I feel good about it. I'm just going to add this one last thing, Sean. I keep getting like a vision around October, like the end of October. And I do feel like it will be at some kind of celebration that I feel like you're meeting someone, but I'm telling you, you'll miss this person because they're not someone who puts up like they're not gonna like, you know, wait forever for you to figure out that they're into you. You know what I mean? So I feel like I see them like flirty and kind of interested and you kind of not quite catching on. And so I would say like I feel like it's come this is the year. That's what I mean. I feel like this is your time. Open up yourself to it. All right, so I'm doing readings $15. I hope that helped, Sean. I'm doing readings $15 for intuitive. I like people to ask me specifically a question because I see like I like to see the path and where it's going. So the future doesn't just kind of happen to us. So I ask you to say, what do you want me to look at? All the information to donate is below. $20 for medium readings. You tell me specifically who you'd like to speak to. I am doing 30% off of my readings um, with the code MDAY and gift certificates with the code GIFT. And I do classes. I'm doing a remote viewing class right now, and you can join. I do classes all the time. And I have a podcast, The House Medium, with Sean. I didn't get back to you because I hurt my back right after we emailed, and I'm literally sitting here right now in a brace going, I hope when I get up it feels better than it did. I kind of tweaked my back, but I will get back to you tomorrow and we'll set up a time to record. I was supposed to record two people today and I had to postpone that. One of It kind of worked out. Today was like a weird, interesting energy day because it worked out. Could tell something was wrong. Um, yeah, my back is like not as bad as it was. Okay, let's go to Marion. Right. Did I write it down? Did I write it down right? Because my writing is terrible. Yeah, I just like tweaked my back, like barely walking up the stairs. It's just so stupid. Okay, Marion, where are your payment details? I see the pin post, but not the accounts. Oh, it's in the description. Okay, XX Fox, what's your Marion, right? You want a medium reading. So a medium reading, you would just tell me who you'd like me to speak to. Um, if it's a relative, then you would say my grandmother, my mother's side, or a friend. I don't need the backstory, just a connection. Nicole, can I cash up you the 20 and get it? Yes, but I'll put you on the list. So right now I'm reading Marion. So yes, XX Fox. Your mother? Okay. Um, she said right away she's saying something that she's so happy for you. Um, she's talking about her passing, saying that she saw this was coming, she knew this was coming, but it seemed like it just got worse and worse and worse. It was almost like a snowball that she couldn't stop. I'm asking her about her passing. She said, yeah, I knew this was coming, but I thought I was going to be able to kind of contain it, stop it from getting as bad as it did. I feel really nauseous. My stomach really hurts. Something to do with her stomach. She's saying like it's she could feel herself withering. Like it's like when your body just won't do what you need it to do. That weird feeling where she's like, you're used to like somehow you're bouncing back and then you start to realize I'm not going to bounce back from this. I got you, Nicole. And so Marion, you can like always talk back as I'm, reading you and let me know if it makes sense. She's saying that that was probably the hardest part. I got you, Lauren. Um for her, yes, it went fast. Okay, yeah. She's saying, like, I feel like the hardest part for her was the idea that she was like, it's scary when your body just starts to like give out and not do what you need it to do. Like, she's just saying that part was scary for her. And when you realize like it's just not going to get better, she said it felt like sliding down a slide. But she wants to let you know once she passed, she felt such joy and love was received. She says that's the blessing. She says your body just kind of lets go, and I just felt like numb, and then you removed and you're just drifting on off into this other beautiful place. And she didn't expect that. She's also talking about last month and the month of April. With the month of April, this is May, right? Yeah. She's saying something significant about last month and the month of April, and she keeps showing me pink roses. Pink roses. Um, and a little girl. Do you have a little girl? Something about this little girl and handing the little girl to you. So I don't know. We gotta talk about that because if you don't have a little girl, they're very good about wanting to help bring in the little girl. Okay. And that's not something you're working on? Because that's what, whenever I see that, that means that I'd like to adopt. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see her handing you a little girl, and she's saying something about last month as well. And when I go into your house, I walk through the front door, and this is remote viewing, everyone who's asked about it. If I walk into the front door, um, she keeps wanting to pull me, hold on, all the way back to the left. There's like a room in the left. And she says, this room, go in this room. This is where the good energy is, where the light is. For some reason, I see multicolor. I don't know what's on the windows, but she's saying, like, I don't know if this was her room or a grandmother, because it looks empty. Something about you'll feel better in this room. Talk to her. This is the happy room. I don't know what this means. Does this mean anything to you, Marianne? And while you're answering all of the things, because she threw a lot of things at you, let's see what song I like to do spiritual shuffle that your mom would pick for you. So hold on. Getting rid of all.
That is iPad.
Okay, be quiet already. Okay, here we go.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier.
Okay, I'm doing this face. I'm going to tell you why.
Things will be brighter.
Do you get to hear this song, Marianne?
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier.
Is it any clearer?
Ooh, child, things will get brighter.
All right. Do you know the song? Multicolored living room, pink piano, rainbow colored huge painting. Oh, that's so good. Okay. Do you know this song? Well, first of all, that's my song that I always get from my adopted mother. Do you see the fittingness? My mother died when I was 10 days old, and my aunt and uncle raised me. And then my aunt died when I was 18. My aunt who raised me was my real mother's sister, and this is my song from her all the time. So I needed to hear a sign, which I was not expecting because I did not have a very good day. And I literally yelled at her earlier and said, you better give me a sign. And this is a double. We're sharing something here. Spirit shuffle, guys. I can only do it really quick because YouTube will flag me if I do it for like 10 seconds, or how long did I do it? 40 seconds or something. Under a minute. they can't. So that's why I had to turn it off. But that's Ooh Child. Yeah. So we shared that together. You got your message, that song, two things, right? Your mom saying, ooh, ooh, child, things, right? Gonna get easier, trying to help you and validate that this is something that could happen. And my mom telling me, I know it was a bad day, but it's gonna get better. This is my song I've had with her since I was 19. So there you go. Yes, I am doing medium intuitive readings for $15. You just ask a specific question and I will help that with you. A medium reading is talking to those who passed, so you would have to ask to speak to a specific person, like I did just now for Marion. Thanks. I hope you feel better. Talk to you, manana. Um, yeah, I mean, give or take. See how the day goes, how I feel. Um, and because I have a bunch of to catch up on. So yeah, so I think that's really cool, right? Isn't that awesome? Wow. So yeah, I'm doing oh sorry, $20 for medium readings, and I have 30% off of all my readings with the code MDay, and the code gift for gift certificates is on my Instagram. I post it. I have a Patreon. I have a book on Amazon, Peering into the Narrow Room. And I also have a podcast, The House Medium. Okay. Yeah, I don't do guides. That's not a medium reading for me, Lauren. Medium readings are only dead people. Guides are a group, a collective whole. So, so yeah, I don't really believe in guides in that same kind of way. If you've been following me a while, you know I believe guides are a collective conscious, and they separate themselves to give us what we think we understand. Basically, um, so I don't medium readings are specifically to talk to people who died. So I can do that for you. And I don't really know what you mean. You're asking like a lot of things, so we got to kind of narrow it down. It kind of sounds like a mix of an intuitive reading, because intuitive readings are more about your path and things um, than a medium reading. Um, yeah, because I don't do guides in that kind of way, and I think you know that. So, do you have someone you would like to speak to who's passed? Yeah, it has to be someone you know. I don't believe in those things. So I don't open myself up to spirits and things. People, if it's someone you know, I don't need a name. So let me just explain again. For medium readings, I don't like names. I don't want names. I don't even think anyone should ever ask for names because people can Google things these days. So I like to just go on talking to energy they know in that world who you're going to want to ask to talk to. So you just tell me by your relationship to the person, like my friend, it was my grandmother, my mother's side, my mother, an ex-lover. So if it's someone you know knew, then you just tell me how you knew them. You have to be able to confirm the things because confirmation is key. My grandfather, okay, on what side of the family? Because I want to be specific to that realm. That's my agreement with that realm. When they ask for someone specific, that's the person, and everyone else has to stand back. That's how I control the dead. The dead are not reverent at all. They're just like people, and they can be pushy and all that stuff. And this is how I control them. This is my makeshift way, and maybe like it will change over time. Okay, cool, cool. Grandfather on your mother's side, gotcha. Okay, so you've seen how I work, you saw how I do this, and then I'm reading after Lauren. Um wait, I just read Nicole, right? Yeah, because we just shared that awesome thing. Now, Lauren, after Lauren, I have nobody. Okay, cool. Her mother on your mother's side. I just want to get rid of this so I don't confuse the list. So this person, yeah, she's saying that she passed and she knew that she passed and she was prepared for it. She didn't really have any problem with it. She says what she loves about this place is that everything is just really easy to understand. She wants to get I'm asking her to get back to her passing. She said she knew she was gonna pass, she saw it coming, she felt completely comfortable with it. She, didn't feel scared even, she just felt curious as to what was going to happen next, but she says that her body was done, her mind was done, she was done. She says that when you pass, it's really easy. You just like step through the window, step through the door. It's not a big deal. She says that you're making it too much. All you got to do is talk to her. Um, that she has, a whole life there, and it's she says it's kinda more like she expected it to be more she says she expected it to be more like, what they show, like, an island looks like, and she says it's more like a city where things are much more advanced, understanding, and she's been catching up. She loves the fact that she can look like around 40. She likes her age around 35, 40. Um, that's like, what she prefers. She's saying in her life when she was alive, she didn't really chance to live the life on her own terms. I knew, she was done. The door, funny, that's where I enter that space. Oh my god, I love how she looks then. Okay, cool. Yeah, she's saying like, she was brought up to believe that things were much more complicated. Like there'd be somebody with books in hand and like a ruler and like a judgy tone. And she's just so happy to report to you that there's love and compassion and welcoming. And she feels freer. Like she showed me her in this white dress with flowers. And I think she has dark hair. It's long. um, she's talking about dancing and things. Somehow this dress has white with no, sorry, with black and orange flowers. I feel like it looks 70s. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, she's saying that and she's talking about she was kind of brought up to believe things were a lot more rigid and difficult, and she says she's just happy to let you know it's not. She said people are kind and friendly and she's been able to learn a lot. If she has anything to say on my sister, I welcome that. um I can't control what she talks about. I just the medium, I just mediate and say whatever she wants to talk about. So we'll see what she wants to say. So yeah, she's saying that she's kind of more talking about herself, saying that for her and giving advice to you. And she's saying, what you got to learn to do is put your energy into yourself. That's what she's saying. She says, don't get caught and lost in other people. She feels that's what she did in her marriage. She feels that that's what she ended up doing to herself, is that she didn't really live her own life. And that she says, I got lost in other people. I didn't get a really chance to have my own voice. I know it's up to her. I can't control what they want to talk about. She's not really commenting on it. Maybe she doesn't want to publicly, but I don't, in medium readings, I don't push things onto people on whatever she wants to talk about. I plan to make it different, so I'm glad I picked up that too. Okay. I think I know what you're talking about. Not sure. I think I know what you're referring because I just said a bunch of stuff, so now I'm kind of lost on which place you're responding to. But anyway, so she's saying that She's saying that she's happy that she's free and she's able to live her life in a free way and in the way that she wanted. And she said she's very uppity. Yeah, so she's saying like, that wasn't really her. That's what she's trying to say to you. People change and they grow. They don't stay the same people that you knew them. And she's trying to explain that her freeness, her ability to be free was limited because she had to shush herself for everyone else and be a certain person. She says, I if I were you, I would focus more on yourself and let other people take care of themselves. When they want your help, they're going to ask, but you don't need to help those who aren't wanting it any longer. She says that she would recommend you um, seeing she's not saying she's not recommending, but she's saying, I was a person. I wasn't just a grandmother. I was a woman, and I didn't get a chance to really be my own person. And in this place I get to. Like, she didn't live and breathe to be a mother and a grandmother only. And yeah, she says you need to keep, put your energy into your own self. She doesn't really feel like there's anything you can do for others at this time. They've made their choices, and that's on them. And that's what she would say. Let's hear what song. And now I'm curious what song is she gonna say? Is she gonna say? Because she was sticking to guns here. Little Wonders. Rob Thomas, Little Wonders. Let's see what the lyrics are. Let it go. Let it roll right off your shoulder. There you go. I mean, do you need anything
Let
more?
it go. Let it roll right off your shoulder. Don't you know?
Don't you know?
The hardest part is over. Let it in. Let your clarity define you in
Let your
the end.
let your clarity define you.
You will only just remember how it feels. Our lives are
Our
made
lives are made
in these small hours. These little wonders, these twists and turns of fate.
turns of fate.
Time falls away, but these small hours still remain.
Love it. Love it. Well, there you go. I've been doing meditation sessions to heal some post trauma to all that. That's interesting too, because today's Patreon that I posted in my Patreon is I did a meditation for trauma and talked about and did a video about trauma and the soul. So I guess this was for you. I mean, was that song not perfect, everyone? I mean, Lauren, I mean, come on. Come on, Lauren. I mean, I'm going to go watch those. Yes, she hit it. I mean, this is why I love Spirit Shuffle. I should just do like a, a YouTube. If I could do YouTube, it won't let me because I get in trouble. Are you still accepting donations? I'm trying to do it right now for a medium reading. Yes, you can. I am. Oh my gosh, that was just like on target. I mean, I just love that so much. It makes me feel emotional, Lauren, because I can feel like it's the person talking. That's why music is used. It's just like the person's just like blah blah, like they're just talking. They're just like telling it right now. In case you were wondering, this is what I have to say. Isn't it cool? I love it. Thank you, Spirit World. We appreciate you. Yes, I was like, "That song, what song is this?" And then Let It Go couldn't have been more perfect. It's called Little Wonders. Did you get the name? Little Wonders by Rob Thomas. So, go listen to it. You welcome. Thank you. You welcome. Yes, I know, I was like, hold on, I have to, like, manage 2 things at once. So, this is what it's like to be a lady. Or a mom, I should say. Um, okay. Okay. So, I love that so much. Thank you, grandma. You see why, like, this is why I try to tell you whenever I try and click the link, it says report or block. Um, maybe it's asking you, I think you're clicking on the wrong link. So I don't know why it would say that. I was gonna say, so gosh, I got it wrong link. Yeah, I was gonna say I think that's the wrong link. But yeah, this is why I try to tell people when people are like throwing questions and stuff and they're like, what about this? What about this? This is why I try to tell you, like, the magic will happen. Like, trust me, what people don't realize is that that world already knows, like, they're already like, very aware of who you wanna talk to, what you wanna say, because they telepathically have already seen it and heard it and felt it from you. So they're already knowing what's going on. So when people are like, "What about this? What about this?" I'm like, "Just hold on, trust me, they know, and the magic will happen naturally. Just let it happen naturally, and you'll see they'll talk to you in a way you never thought expected would happen." And see, it did. It was just perfect. Next time I'll get an intuitive though for an exact question. Okay, sure. So yes, so I'm doing intuitive readings. I think I've said this a few times. I'm doing 30% off my readings. I have the codes up on my Instagram if you want to take advantage of that. I have a Patreon. I have a book, Peering into Their Room, and Amazon. I have a podcast called The House Medium. Hope you guys are listening. People are sending in their questions. I was supposed to record today, but then I tweaked my back. Now you're all caught up. We're waiting to see if Samantha's going to get one in. I have openings right now. That was just so awesome. Thank you. I mean, this was just awesome, period. I mean, Lauren's thing was awesome. Nicole's thing was like, okay, so you're going to give Nicole a message and you're going to give me a message. Thank you. Thank you, universe. You just took care of everybody at once. Yeah, you can send it through Venmo. Mhm. Yeah, totally fine. Yeah, so anybody have any questions or comments? I see people in here who are not saying anything. Can't just be Lauren and Samantha. 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 Is it Samantha or Samantha? Why did it just come in my mind that Samantha spelled different? Am I imagining this or is it pronounced different? This is a very Samantha. So Samantha would not have the N. Okay. I feel like I never noticed this. This is terrible. It doesn't make me look good. Samantha, like Sex in the City, Samantha. Okay, gotcha. It's a good name. Okay, anybody have anything else? Any comments or questions or anything? Feel free, speak up. Forever hold your peace. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Anything? Anyone? Is this mic on? Hello? I know people. Okay, well, since no one's saying anything and I'm waiting to see what's going to happen, um, I just finally finished Residential Evil. Residential. I got it, Samantha. I got you. Not residential. Resident Evil. I just finished Resident Evil 4 and I did it on easy because if I didn't do it on easy, do you read babies that might have passed? Just curious because it's controversial. Yeah, all the time. It's not really that controversial. I guess it is, but not my world. I'm not in the religious world, so okay. All right, Samantha, who would you like to speak to? I even have a video on it. And I'd even just post a video on my Instagram and my TikTok, what the other side has to say for those to parents for children who have passed, and then what parents have to say to their children. Okay, who would you like to speak to, Samantha? You're just going to say, like, my grandmother, my mother's side, a best friend, something like that. Your nana on what side of the family? I need to get caught up on your stuff. Yeah, perfect timing. It's been some good timing. Your nana on your mother or your father's side? My nana, my mother. Okay, cool, cool. Here we go. Oh, that's so funny. The first thing I see, she's really funny. For some reason, she's standing outside, like in a sweater. I feel like, is it rocky by the water? Anyway, like, you know how like some beaches are rocky? LA doesn't have that so much. So it reminds me of another part of the country or maybe somewhere else. Anyway, she's saying she just wanted, for some reason, she just gave me that vision. She's saying her passing, she's very happy. She's saying, I knew everything was going to happen. I already was prepared. This wasn't anything new for me. I wanted my family to be okay about it. Like it wasn't so much her as she was worried about everybody else. She said she was done. She says that it's hard to explain, but you kind of reach a place in your age where you feel like you've peaked and you've learned everything, ate everything, experienced everything. She says, I know it's, she says it starts to be a time where everything just starts to blend the same. Like even when you try something new or do something new, you start to realize there's really nothing much new under the sun. I find that interesting. She says that because I've had that thought recently, even. I've been like, as you get older, you start going like, you think this is going to be way crazy and different. And it's really like not. And she's saying that she felt like she really felt fortunate to live life as long as she did. She shows me like an interesting age. I don't know if this is when she passed or this is the age she likes of herself, but I honestly, she's not showing me like 18, 20. She's showing me, I want to say like maybe 55 or something is the age she likes to appear at a lot of times. She's around a lot of people. She says she likes to help and give advice to people in this world, help people who are having a hard time adjusting. She just has a really positive attitude. She is saying something about towards the end, her breathing, it hurt, her chest hurt. That was very difficult for her. Hold on. Is there somebody with you, Samantha? Is there somebody with you watching this right now? Like, is there a person in your family or something? I don't know. She's talking about, feel like, is it your mom or your sister? I don't know. She's talking about this woman. Anyway, she's saying something, hold on. She says, "Yes, it's been me that has been making noise and making myself comfortable. If I go into your space, I walk through the door. I feel like there's stairs I'm facing, and then to the left there's like this room, and I see these like chairs. And she says this is where everyone tends to think about her and talk about her. And then to the left there's like either a picture or something in this area. Oh, and she also says she had stomach issues at the end. I don't know if this is making sense because you haven't said anything in quite a minute. But I do like to know if this makes any sense to you because I read, that's how I like to read. Let me know. Um, Yeah, she just feels very positive. She's saying she loved being a mom. She loved doing all those kinds of things, the mom things. She felt really fortunate in that kind of way. I'm just taking this all in. Yeah, I need you to participate though in the reading. I know you're taking it all in, but I need confirmations because for me, I like to make sure I am talking to the spirit we think we're talking to, and that's how I work. So I do need confirmation, just for you to explain. So I'm going to pause while you kind of catch up with all the things she said. And I don't know if you do know, hopefully you do know things about her. So yeah, when I read, I like to get confirmation because a lot of people can just say anything to you and it doesn't really do anything. Can you Yeah, I don't need we're not yeah, they're not that's not what medium readings are for about embracing your abilities and stuff. That's a different path and the dead are here to talk to us about what they've learned and what they've grown and come to understand to help you in life. But she's just someone who died. Nobody's really an expert on that. So that's not really what this is for. This is her trying to talk to you about her and her passing. This is a visiting with someone and having, about them and what they've gone through and what they've learned and what they grow. So I think people always misconstrue the dead as being like, um, eh, just servicing us, and they're not. They're just people who died who want to go, hey, this is what I've learned. This is what I've come to understand. I want to share that with you. On your human side, she doesn't have any, you know, take on your what you're doing with abilities and stuff. I think that people got to kind of see that world isn't like a modern world. It's not like mystical and like what people try to make it. It's like an advanced world. The dead always call it advanced living, meaning like we advance and we live in a more modern way. So she's trying to help you, and she's trying to talk about herself. So do you have anything you want to help confirm the things she's saying because she's describing her passing? And do you want to know about that and understand what she went through, because that's what she's trying to share with you? And then it may lead to other things, but I do need those things confirmed because can you confirm the things she said though? she's i'm I'm telling you where she's at. She's at the same place everyone is at. They're just in this world that is like another realm. But I'm trying to connect you to her. They can hear you and see you fine. I don't need to tell her anything, and I'm not going to ask her anything because I don't need to. It's like talking to someone on speaker and then asking me to ask them something, and they're like, I can hear you." I don't. She doesn't need me for that. She can hear you and see you fine. But can you confirm the things I said? She died at 54. She was handicapped most of her life and from polio. Okay. This is why she really wanted to go, and that's why she's talking about dancing. You see what I mean? So it's important for her to share, like, what she's gone through and what she's experienced, because not too many people care about the dead and what they've experienced, since she was a child, so it didn't feel like she lived a full life. Um, yeah, but she feels like she lived a full life. She's saying like that is absolutely like living to 100 in her condition. So she's saying like I lived a way long life and a full life. That explains why she's describing it like I lived a full life and a long life, because for her condition that's like living to be 100. So she's saying like, um, I lived way more than she thought. And that's why I think she's trying to share with you what's important about her, what she's learned, what she's gotten out of it. You know what I mean? Like she's now in a world where she's free, and she says I can like learn and grow and evolve into understanding how to live in this realm. Um, I'm meeting all kinds of other types of people. It's like living in this advanced city where I don't need a physical body or a physical world anymore. She says it's really not that. mystical or you know, complicated. And she's just excited to share that she's living this life dancing. Um, so I don't know, it just like she seems really happy about that. This seems like just feels I can see why she's very happy. She says the only thing she could say to you is like, live your life true to who you are. And um, she did her best to do that, even in her position. And she says that's kind of what the message she wants to spread now is like living your life to the fullest. I'm not doing a full reading. This is a very short little reading on here. You know what I mean? Those type of things, that's a lot. Like this person, and this person, and this person, you know what I mean? That's more like a full reading. I hope that people can embrace what when the dead are trying to tell you what they've learned and how they've grown. And remember, these are little mini readings. I do this professionally and have much longer readings, and these are like little tiny readings. And I feel like she's trying to share so much about what she's learned, what she's grown, and how things are for her. We have to remember that the dead aren't here to service us. They're just people who died, and they're not always here with a big message for everyone all the time. I don't even in my regular reading pass on messages to a bunch of other people because the reading is for you. You book the reading. I'm reading it for you. I'll do a little bit of that, but if I don't really do that, you know what I mean? So because that's like trying to get a bunch of things for one. So this is the message she wants to give. So I hope that you like, receive what she's trying to say to you because it sounds like she's finally found happiness. And this is what she's conveyed. Yes, we've talked at length before. Okay, was there anything? This is what she conveyed. Again, these are little short readings. So that's what she's conveyed. And we can like see what song she has. And I hope that you took in what she needed to express about herself and what she's going through and what she's learned and how things have been for her. Okay. This is my favorite song. It's called Cosmic Love by Florence and the Machine. This is really pretty. This is exactly how I pictured her, by the way. This is how a star fell from your heart and landed in my eyes. I screamed aloud as it tore through them, and now it's left me blind as stars the moon. This is a really, really beautiful song, very magical. And this is exactly how I pictured her, like dancing and being free. Like she's free. She's able to live in a way she never got to. So I think we have to be really happy for what she's going through. She's able to finally have in her life. So this is like the picture. This is kind of how I pictured her in a dress like that, a very flowery, flowy dress. So yeah, that's really awesome. It's a beautiful song, Cosmic Love by Florence and the Machine. This is exactly the energy I saw her in. Exactly. All right. Yes, guys, thank you so much. I can't believe I did some of these. And I think that was her, that was her main thing. I hope you took it in because obviously, thank you. I'm glad she's at peace. People, just so people know, it's not people that look for peace there. It's not that. There's no peace like what people, and I know what you're saying, but I just want you to be clear the picture she's showing me. We always think like death is like a place where it's all serene, but it's not. It's active. People are living lives. People are learning and growing. It's a realm within this realm, but you just aren't limited by the time and space of this world. So you're not limited by the walls and you're not limited by a physical body. But people are act to have like they kind of create a world, they create like a home, they create a life, they meet people they love, they dance, they sing. It's all through energy though. So it's not about peace. It's more about that she's been able to start finding her voice and who she is and allowing herself to be her true self. And that is something that's hard to do here, right? It's very hard to do here because we are battling with limitations of time and space. So we have to deal with, you know, we have to deal with the rain, sleet, snow, sun, and, physical bodies and food and all of that. Anyway, I just thought that was a perfect song for her. That's exactly how I pictured her. I pictured her with this long hair. I don't know. I just pictured her like that is her true self inside. And then she had this other side where she showed me like her 50 something year old side where she was like kind of like frozen in this pose of like she was happy, like she was trying to show me like I'm me, like I was before, but I feel happy. But then her energy just felt like free. I don't know if that makes sense, like her spirit and flowy, free spirited. And I feel like, lastly, I know I said I was going to stop, but lastly, Samantha, I feel like that is what she wants you to know the two of you have in common, that free spirited. That was really who she was inside. Okay. Thank you guys so much. I have all the things on my Instagram, all the things I mentioned here a million times over and over. I won't say it for the millionth time. I tweaked my back, so I didn't know I was going to be able to come on live. So I'm glad I did. I don't know. I feel like we got some really powerful, cool messages, but also just like, I don't know. I liked it. I really liked it. I love that we ended that song. I love that you got that connection. I hope you continue to talk to her and keep that connection with her. Thank you everyone so much. Have a good rest of the evening or day or whatever time it is there. Thanks for hanging with me. Thank you, Samantha, Lolita, the people who are talking. And there's people who are watching saying nothing. Lauren, I don't know if she's still here. Thank you, everyone. You guys were awesome. Have a good rest of the day. Remember, follow yourself, follow no one. Listen to your inner voice. Talk to the people in the other realm. Just talk to them like normal. They want you to talk to them. I said, Sandra, now you speak up and make those connections. Feel them. Open your heart to them. Thank you so much. I hope this helped you guys, and I'll see you guys soon.